because we'd love grandkids, but
hint if you're watching, daughters.
Yes, if you're watching.
Yeah. No pressure. Well, welcome to A Cup of Tea with Bree, where I get to know some of the country's most amazing parents, incredible business people, and inspiring characters. Today's guest has a love for teaching and a strong passion for helping children reach their full potential when it comes to literacy and numeracy. So please welcome Peta Bird. How are you, Peter?
Very well, thank you, Bree. Lovely to be here.
Great to have you here in Townsville having a cup of tea with me. So let's start with your childhood. Where were you born? What was your childhood like?
Okay, so I was born in Townsville, but we come from a cattle sheep property out west, just south of Hughenden. And we had a fabulous childhood because it was all outdoors and lots of fun, and had two brothers and a younger sister. And so we worked a lot as kids, which I thought was really great. So it was a great family feel. And then we came into Townsville to boarding school. So I begged to go to boarding school.
Did you?
So that we could have other children to play with.
Yeah.
I loved it. So 8 years at Cathedral. So it was great fun.
So it would be interesting growing up on a cattle farm, sheep cattle farm.
Yeah.
So what was life like?
It was big. It was huge because that was still in the days when you had 20 odd employees when I was very little, and then we saw the 70s where it went right downhill, and so you only had one or two employees. Then the family ran the farm, so there's lots of economic concerns that you go through. You learn a lot from that. So that was interesting time. So we saw all sorts of different ways of running businesses, to be honest. And it was just everyone pitching in. So it was a fun time. It was a really good childhood. We loved it. We were only actually going to boarding school. We were only home 3 months of the year when you think about it.
Yeah. Wow. And all your family are all scattered over the place now?
Yes. So I've got two daughters. They're one's in Canada, so they have a restaurant on Ski Hill in Canada, she and a partner. And our other daughter is at Canberra University, so she lectures and she's doing her PhD in English literature.
Wow, proud mum.
Yep.
And the apple hasn't fallen far from the tree there.
Well, sort of. She's way past us now, but yeah, lovely. But her experience with Kumon's helped her go down that path, which has been exciting. Yeah. It's lovely.
So tell me, what did you want to be when you grew up then?
Well, initially I wanted to be a hairdresser.
Wow.
That was when I was a little kid, so I practiced on my brothers. That didn't turn out too well.
Loved it.
Didn't turn out too well. And then we water skied and did lots of things community-wise when we were little, and so we were always the ones teaching the other kids how to swim and teaching them how to water ski. So from a very early age we were teaching, not that we realised we were doing it, how to ride motorbikes, all that sort of thing. So from school, due to a couple of experiences and exposures, I went to Sydney to the Australian College of Physical Education, and so I thought that was just the absolute best thing because you were teaching kids, but you could do it in your sports uniform and runners. It was good fun. Yeah.
So you were a PE teacher. Where did you teach?
So obviously some teaching in Sydney, but came up to Charters Towers. So I was teaching at All Souls. That was fantastic. And Rockhampton, and then in the Burdekin where I live now we've been teaching. But that sort of moved, as you get older as a phys ed teacher you move indoors because of the sun. So then I moved on to regular subjects within classroom, but mostly physical education, until Kumon.
Until Kumon. Yeah. So what made you, want to start your business then?
I think the main thing was and this happens a lot with Kumon instructors, is that you want something for your child, just a little bit of extra something to help them, so a little bit of tutoring. And my girls were B grade students, I just wanted to just give them a bit of a shine, so I saw the Kumon program and thought this is perfect. So I started as a parent. So we start as a parent, and then you're in a small rural community, commuting to Townsville to try and be part of the program. And I went, I can do this. Yeah. So that's how we started. So we started with a centre in the Burdekin, and then after 10 years we expanded up to Townsville. So
good on you. So you've been doing running a Kumon Centre for over 10 years now.
15, 16 years.
Wow. And you've been in Townsville for
6.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. So
wow. So what is something that most people don't know about you then?
I don't know, probably that I love art and that I am an artist, but I don't practice.
Okay.
I need to practice. So
so you have to practice.
you have everything. Like if reading, you have to practice reading.
Yes.
You know, if you love reading. So if you're going to be an artist, if you don't practice, it's as good as not. Is you just appreciate it. But I've dabbled a little bit, but that's probably something that people wouldn't know. Is that so later on? It's there to get into.
What sort of art do you like?
Impressionists mostly. So I like all art, but I really like muted colours and lots of colour. And I'd like to do a lot about the bush, because there's not a lot of art that's been done about the bush or Queensland. Very little. So watch this space. Yes.
Tell me, what's been one of your biggest professional achievements?
I think because it was difficult, getting the Kumon Centre going in Townsville, because you go into small business knowing 5 years, like you'll need to really work hard for 5 years, and then you should be on top of it. I think Townsville's gone through some difficult times. You could use that as an excuse or a reason, and I think that's probably been the biggest challenge, because there's lots of things that I didn't know, and so after you dig hard enough, or the crankier you get, the more you pursue. And I think that's what's been the biggest achievement, because finally this year it's all starting to come together, and of course with a bang. So you have to be on top of it all. From laying back and just being very relaxed to like So that's probably it. So now it's about managing it and giving the families exactly what they came for. That's the next challenge.
You'll get there, I'm sure. So what's been one of your best personal achievements then?
Personal achievements, our family, our kids. That's hard one to go past that. Yeah, very proud mum. And of course we'd love grandkids, but
hint, if you're watching, daughters.
If you're watching.
No pressure.
So it's they've done great things, and they've been very individual women in their own right, and very they know what they want, and that, particularly as a mum, that's all I can ask for. That they're very assured and know what they want, and they're going out and getting it. So that would be it.
And if you could have dinner with 3 people, whether past or present, who would they be and why?
Okay. Well, Peta Kumon, who started the Kumon program, I could spend a week of dinners talking to him about how he developed the program. That would be fantastic. I think my great-grandmother, I never knew her. There's photos of me as a baby with her. She was a wild lady.
Wild?
Well, when I say wild, Victorian. So they had cattle properties out west, but she went to live in America. And then just before the Second World War broke out, she was doing a world tour on camels in Egypt and Europe and all that sort of thing. So it would just be fantastic to hear her stories. And that would have been, as a woman by herself, would have been very interesting. So,
and in that era?
Yes, in that era. So, so that would be exciting. Now, after 2, it sort of spans out to about 10 people. So it's hard to pick number 3. Probably because my father only passed away 4 years ago. Of course, now I'd very much like to have dinner with him, because of course, soon after you go shoulda, coulda, woulda, like there's lots of questions that you've got. So just that probably from an emotional point of view would be off the top of my head, I think.
Nice. I love it. And what about the best piece of advice you've ever been given?
Probably the harder I work, the luckier I get. That's probably one of the most profound things that I've ever been told many times.
I've been in business for over 20 years. I call it my 20-year startup.
So yes, exactly. So really, that probably covers everything. I think it covers everything.
I agree. Well, thank you so much, Peta, for coming and having a cup of tea with me today. It's been really nice to get to know you a little bit better.
Lovely. My pleasure. Thank you, Bree.
So if you would like to see more of our episodes, then make sure to subscribe to our channel. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on a new episode of A Cup of Tea with Bree, and I'll see you next time.